Hello and happy Thursday to you all. I'm Brian Altano, and on today's Daily Fix, the PS5 Pro 30th Anniversary Edition sold out in seconds, and scalpers are already selling it for thousands more on eBay. PlayStation doubled the price of Horizon Zero Dawn ahead of the remaster, and Xbox just announced a bunch of new games coming to Game Pass. It's the Daily Fix. If you were excited to get your hands on that newly unveiled 30th Anniversary Edition of the PlayStation 5 Pro, I have bad news and worse news. First, it sold out in seconds this morning, and second, scalpers are already selling it for over $5,000 on eBay, because of course they are. That's what scalpers do. Revealed a week ago, the 30th anniversary line of PlayStation products was a nostalgic throwback to the look and feel of the original PlayStation. Sony announced PS1 style redesigns for the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation DualSense controller, the DualSense Edge controller, and the PlayStation 5 Pro bundle, which included the 30th anniversary design of the PS5 Pro, along with a special charging cable, special DualSense Edge, controller case, and more. Now, the controllers are still popping up for sale here and there on various retailer websites like Walmart, Best Buy, and Target. The console bundle was only being sold for $1,000 through PlayStation Direct, Sony's official online store that sells all things PlayStation directly to consumers. Get the name? PlayStation Direct was notably the, quote, best place to buy a PS5 in the months following its initial launch in 2020, where fans quickly got very used to it selling out in seconds because stock was extremely limited back then. I'm already getting bad flashbacks of that time in our lives. Let's just move on past that and go to today, where these things are still happening. If you thought it was hard to get a PS5 then, the PS5 Pro 30th Anniversary Edition bundle was limited to only 12,300 units, so you can imagine how fast that went. Thousands of fans got in the virtual line on PlayStation Direct ahead of the pre-order release this morning and were placed in a seemingly random queue with a countdown clock that showed them a ballpark number of when it would be their turn. Now, some people got in instantly while others had to wait over an hour, and by then the consoles were totally sold out. It's worth pointing out the regular white PS5 Pro was easier to get with seemingly much more stock to go around, and various retailers still putting up pre-orders ahead of the console's launch in early November. So if you want one of those $700 things, you'll probably still have a chance before or at launch. As of right now, they're still available on PlayStation Direct, so I have a hunch that they won't be that hard to get on day one if you have expendable income and you just really need to see more tree detail in a PS5 game you platinumed 3 years ago. Now, one of the big reasons Sony created this system to begin with was to avoid scalpers snatching up everything. And as you can probably already guess, that didn't fucking work. A bunch of 30th anniversary PlayStation 5 Pro console auction listings are on eBay right now, even though none of those sellers actually have the consoles in hand yet. Sellers are putting up pictures of their purchase confirmation pages and emails, while others are just putting up stock photos of the console they found on Google. But the one thing they all have in common is they're being auctioned off for $4,000 to $5,000 more than the original $1,000 MSRP, and dozens of people are watching the auction and actually bidding on them. Why? It's unclear why Sony made such a limited number of these consoles outside of the cute reference to the original PlayStation release date of December, 3, but it's pretty clear they would have sold significantly more had they made them more available. What's worse is some fans are even reporting that they had the PS5 Pro 30th bundle in their carts on PlayStation Direct, and then the transaction either timed out or was rejected as fraud by their credit cards. Sometimes you just kind of miss the days of camping out in front of a store ahead of a midnight launch, and it's cold out, you're getting bug bites, you're in a crappy, beach chair or whatever, but you get something, there's camaraderie, there's friendship, you're eating chips out of a bag or whatever. None of this stuff where you're sitting there at 7 o'clock in the morning and your credit card's yelling at you and scalpers and all that. I miss the olden days. So, did you get a PS5 Pro this morning? Do you wish they sold more of the 30th Anniversary Edition consoles, or are you just sitting back and laughing at this whole mess like I am? Maybe shaking your head. Let me know in the comments below. And if you got one, good luck. If you're going to play games on it, awesome. If you're going to keep it in the box and look at it for the rest of your life, cool. If you're going to sell it and buy a house in Los Angeles, you'll be able to afford that too. So have fun out there, no matter what you do. Speaking of overpriced PlayStation stuff, Sony just doubled the price of PlayStation 4 game Horizon Zero Dawn following the reveal of its PS5 remaster. Eurogamer spotted a price jump this morning as the game went from $19.99 to $39.99. Yikes! Horizon Zero Dawn has been at the previous price point of $20 for years as part of the PlayStation Hits collection, and other entries such as God of War and The Last of Us Remastered have remained at the typical $20 price. The price rise comes just days after Sony announced a remaster of the 7-year-old game at its 2024 State of Play broadcast, alongside a friendly $9.99 upgrade price for those who own it already. Meaning if you didn't have the game, you could have bought it with the upgrade price at $30 total, and now it would cost you $50 total. The price increase is essentially to stop players from buying it for $19.99 on PS4 and paying another $9.99 to upgrade. So, thanks, Sony. This comes after Sony pulled Horizon Zero Dawn from the PlayStation Plus Extra Games catalog in May. That thing that gave you a bunch of games when you bought a PS5, it was a whole collection, it was pretty awesome. The 2017 game has therefore gone from free for subscribers to $19.99 and now $39.99 in the last 4 months, or $49.99 for those wanting the best version. Sony keeps doing price increases this generation. It's kind of driving me nuts. The PS5 version of Horizon Zero Dawn arrives October 31st with 10 hours of re-recorded dialogue and visual enhancements. Whether that's worth $50 to you or not is your call, but either way, it feels kind of gross that Sony would jack up the price of this game after announcing the $10 upgrade plan just a few days ago. And finally, over on the Xbox side of things, Microsoft has announced another wave of games coming to Game Pass today, September 26th, at its Xbox Tokyo Game Show 2024 broadcast, including classic RPG games from the Mana franchise. While it has already announced the 2 official waves of games coming to the subscription service in September, the former of which included Age of Mythology Retold and Train Sim World 5, and the latter of which included Wargroove 2 and Frostpunk 2, this additional drop comes as an unofficial third wave. 4 new additions, including Trials of Mana, Legend of Mana, We Love Katamari Reroll, and Reroll Reverie, and All You Need Is Help, were announced for Game Pass at the Tokyo Game Show broadcast today. Head on over to IGN.com for the full list of games coming to Game Pass this month if you're interested in finding out more. And remember, we'll have tons of coverage and new game trailers coming out of Tokyo Game Show over the next few days, so keep an eye on our YouTube pages for more. I miss Tokyo Game Show. That was a really fun show to work. I ate a live shrimp that was still wiggling at the restaurant where Uma Thurman killed all those people at the end of Kill Bill. That's a true story. Shuhei Yoshida was there. And that's your Games Fix for Thursday, September 26th. This week, we launched a brand new takeover of IGN's weekly Nintendo show, Nintendo Voice Chat, called Echoes of NVC, where we're going to talk about all things Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. The first episode is all about the IGN review, which gave it a 9 out of 10. The game's out today, so if you're playing it, be sure to join us over the next 2 weeks, and we'll talk about it together. I can't wait to be done with work today so I can go play it. Until then, thanks for watching The Daily Fix, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye. We did it.